Hi everyone, it's Katie, and today I have a video for all of you who are just beginning ballet. Maybe you're an adult who left it a long time ago, you took classes when you were younger, now you're coming back to it, or you're completely brand new. This has been a huge request from all of you, so I'm just going to give you all of my little tips, tricks, and ideas for any adults who are either coming back to ballet or starting ballet. First things first, if you are interested in taking ballet and you never have, I will be doing a beginner class online at my Powerhouse studio, which I have linked below. That is starting in a few weeks, so look at the times. I've set up a few just to sort of get an idea as to where everybody is, but if there's a time you prefer, please request a time. I want to make this work for all of you, but you don't have to have any prior ballet training to take those classes. We will be working very slowly. All the basics, all the terms, you'll start learning the names of the steps. And if you're a seasoned dancer who wants to really hone your technique, that might be a good class for you too. But we will work really slowly for anybody who is just coming back to ballet or who wants to completely start from the beginning. The first thing I always tell adults who want to start back to ballet is find something to wear that you're comfortable in. You're not a student, you're not trying to be, a 15-year-old professional. You just want to find something that you feel good in, that you can work in class. You don't have to be in the pink tights and black leotard. Younger students wear that so the teachers can see them, correct their lines, make sure their body placement is correct, because they are trying to be professionals. But if you're starting as an adult later in life, you're not. So it's just about being comfortable, something you can move in. Again, anything that's going to make you feel good. If you get in class and you're very self-conscious, or all you can think about is how you look, feel free to not look in the mirror. Just worry about what you're doing. Feel the placement, feel where your legs are. I have done that many a time if I don't want to look at myself, if I'm not having a good day. And oftentimes feeling what I'm doing will actually help me improve more than being distracted by what I see in the mirror. So wear something you feel comfortable in. If you don't want to look at yourself, you don't have to. Find a spot at the bar that's not in front of a mirror, just so you can do your best. Because all of you who are probably starting as adults or coming back to it, it's probably because you enjoy it, because you love it, you want to get a good workout. It's not about being perfect, so remember that. Now, when you're in class, really pay attention to what the teacher is saying. If you're just starting out, it really helps to start learning the terms early on. So then when the teacher says plie, you know exactly what it is. So really try and pay attention to the terms. Try and work with correct alignment, because that will also move you further down the road quicker. If, again, it's a brand new class for you, don't feel bad if you have to modify. I always say it's better to do something correctly and do it slowly or more basic. If you try and do something complicated with the rest of the students, you're just going to end up being lost and you're not going to get a workout. Oftentimes it's really good to work very slowly, very simply, and then you can really get the benefits of the class. So don't worry about what the person next to you is doing. If they've got their leg wrapped around their head, don't worry about it. You focus on you, and again, don't be scared or feel badly or guilty to modify when you need to. Another really important thing for adults starting ballet is you need to have a very encouraging teacher. If you're taking from somebody who is very condescending, very, why don't you know this yet, you're however old, that's probably not a good teacher for you. Really find someone who's encouraging, who has no problem slowing things down for you, that will really work with you one-on-one, rather than some mean, not understanding teacher. In the class I will be teaching coming up, we will be working very slowly. I will be sure and encourage you all. You do not have to be perfect in my class. Nobody is perfect in my class. I'm certainly not. So it's all about encouraging and building. Each week we're going to build on what we've been learning. And again, I will be focusing on correct alignment. But have a really good teacher. It sounds very simple, but again, if you have somebody who's so condescending and not understanding, you're going to give it up after a couple of times. You're going to be very discouraged. So really make sure you have the right teacher. And that goes for ballet students as well. When you're training really hard for something, you need to have someone that's encouraging you, as well as having constructive criticism. Bad criticism, or again, the word condescending criticism, never helps anybody. The most important thing when you're an adult that differs from when you're a child, and I mentioned this in my Q&A video last week, is that unlike children, Adults, if you're starting ballet, you know what it's supposed to be. You know what it's supposed to look like. And that can be very frustrating and disheartening at sometimes. You know, little kids run around with wands, they jump over scarves, you know, parade around in tutus, that kind of thing, and they don't really know yet what it's supposed to be. They just think ballet is, you know, music box. So really, as an adult, you know what it's supposed to be, and that can be frustrating at times. Don't worry about it. You know, again, just tell yourself, you know, I'm just going to do my best. This is not about me trying to be in the Bolshoi or something. You just do your best. You're doing it for yourself. Enjoy it. Don't worry about what it's supposed to look like. That is huge with adults because they do get caught up in that, and then they get frustrated and disheartened. So really make sure that you're just doing this for you, and don't worry about what the 15-year-olds at the studio can do, because they have been taking a very, very long time. If you're just starting out, it's like anything. You know, if you were taking piano lessons, you wouldn't sit down and play a big piano concerto right off the bat, right? You have to start somewhere. You have to start at the beginning. And anybody who takes ballet does. You know, even if you start as a young age, you don't start off doing triple fouettes. You have to start off doing basic bar, learning the proper alignments, and that's perfectly fine if you're an adult starting ballet. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you eventually build up to do more. So don't worry about it being what you think it's supposed to look like. When you're in class as an adult, again, we kind of touched on this before, and this goes for any student, really pay attention to what the teacher is saying. Try and do the combination the way they give it, because at least with my adult classes, I'm not going to be giving anything convoluted or complicated. So it will be sort of in your body's natural rhythm. We're not going to do one way and then go to another way. Everything will be natural, and the more you pay attention to the natural patterns, the easier it is for you to get a fuller vocabulary of ballet rather than some convoluted choreography. We're just not going to be doing that yet. So again, pay attention to patterns. You know, the biggest thing, if you have never taken a ballet class before, bar or center, usually you do something front, side, back, and side. You know, the out leg, the working leg does something to the front, it'll do the same thing to the side, same thing to the back, and same thing to the side. So you work every direction, and then you'll do the other side. So just pay attention to patterns so that in future classes you sort of have the gist of things. Again, especially in my class, we won't be doing anything complicated, so you'll be able to pick up on things as we go. Another thing that's important for adults, really any dancer to be quite honest, is that make sure you're warm before class. If you're trying to fight your cold muscles, you're not going to be paying attention to what the teacher says. You're not going to be learning new vocabulary, learning new steps. So make sure you're nice and limber. I have the my class warm-up routine video, which you haven't seen. I will link it right here. That's really, really good to do. I kind of take you through my routine, but make sure you're warm, again, because you don't want to be fighting an additional element when you're trying to learn new things. You know, you want to be comfortable, you want to have your body warm and ready to go, so you can just focus on what the teacher is saying, learning new steps, and working on yourself, rather than, oh, I'm cold, I have to fight this, okay, and then, you know, that's really, really important, especially for adults, because as we get older, and I'm feeling it now, you know, and I'm still relatively young, your body doesn't quite do what it used to do when you were younger. I have to warm up. I cannot just take a class straight into it these days. So make sure you're warm so you're ready to go. When you're in class, especially again as older students, if something is hurting you, don't push through it. You know, unlike younger students or dancers in companies who their life depends on it, your career depends on it, you have to get on the stage or else. You don't have to do that. Again, this is about you. I can't say it enough. You're doing this for you, for whatever reason you wanted to start taking ballet. Workout, weight loss, toning, just for the fun of it. This is about you. So if you push through an injury or you push through something that's incredibly painful, you're going to set yourself back. You're going to be really, really miserable. So, you know, again, don't feel as if you have to be 100% perfect every class, because it's just not going to happen. It doesn't happen for any of us who are professionals. So if you have an injury, if you're really, really hurting, tell the teacher. Again, that's why it's really important to have an understanding teacher to say, look, my back is really bothering me today. Do you mind if I keep my legs low? Or do you mind if I don't do such and such in the center? Do you mind if I don't jump? Whatever it is, make sure that you don't push through any potential injuries. The last little thing, I know this was very, very short, but just do your best. You know, again, if you're starting ballet an older age or coming back to it, it's because you love it. It's because it's fun. And that's as it should be. Yes, it's a fabulous workout. Yes, you know, it's a great way to tone your body, tone your muscles. Fantastic. But it's about you enjoying it. You know, find things in class. Listen to the music. You know, really focus on what the piano piece is at that point in time. And let the music guide you. Again, as far as steps goes, it's never going to be, everything's going to follow the music. So pay attention to the patterns and enjoy yourself. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm very proud of all of you who are adults who are coming back to it or starting ballet. I think that's fantastic. Truly, I think you'll get so much out of it. It's really, really good for you. Again, toning your body, good workout, but just do your best and enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, it's like any other exercise. If it's a drudgery to do, or you're just, it's sort of just, oh, have to go do ballet, you're not going to get much out of it. The more you enjoy it and the more you say, you know what, I'm doing this for me, the more benefits you're going to get out of it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below. Again, be looking at my 𝐕𝐢𝐼 schedule to see when those classes start. If you have a preferred time for the beginner class, let me know. I love you all, and I will see you on Friday. If you missed my last Q&A where I answer all of your questions, you can click it to watch. And also don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. As always, I'd love to have you.